Students across the area go back to school this month. 4829's LaKyra Banks talked to the superintendent of Fayetteville Schools.
Hi, thanks for joining us today. I'm LaKyra Banks, and I am joined today with the Fayetteville Superintendent, Dr. John Mulford. So we're going to be talking about the upcoming school year. So first things first, walk me through any new changes this school year.
You know, we have a few new changes. Of course, we had the legislative session, which brought about a few laws that we now have to abide by. One of those is the no cell phone access for the entirety of the day for all students. So we'd already taken a step in that direction last year with grades K through 6 not having access. 7 through 12, we restricted it during the class time. So we'll be taking the next step this year. It'll be all day, so we'll see how that goes. But I think by and large, there's a pretty large support for that from parents. Another thing we're doing this year is we are implementing weapons detection systems at our 7 through 12 buildings. So that's going to be new for us. We went and visited some schools in the area that had used it last year and got to see how they used it and thought that'd be a positive step towards safety in our schools. So those are probably two big things. You know, outside of that, we are continuing to work towards our new feeder pattern implementation, which will be here in about 2 years as our facility projects are completed. And we do have a couple of pretty large facility projects in the works, including additional parking at Fayetteville High and a new Woodland Junior High School, new Ramey Junior High School, and all of that will happen over the next few years.
All righty. And so you mentioned the Bell-to-Bell No Cell Act and kind of implementing that. So you guys implemented this last year. Kind of walk me through the process of that, what that looked like, and now expanding that a little bit.
Yeah, so, you know, as I mentioned last year, K through 6, no access, which most of those buildings were already doing that. So it was very little change. Grades 7 through 12, we restricted access during class time. That went pretty well. We had a lot of communication up front with parents, pretty high level of support, and really the students were fantastic. A pretty high level of cooperation there as well. So this year we did not use pouches or anything like that. Last year we did participate in the grant that the state had, and so we purchased those. We are going to use those pouches, 7 through 12. Something we've done, you know, parents may ask, well, how can I contact my child? Well, certainly, you know, you can call the office and we can give them a message like we always used to do. But also email, the student's email is open to parents. So if you want to be able to communicate directly with your child, you can simply send them an email. They'll have their devices at various times through the day where they can check that email.
All right, that's great being able to have that expanded access there. And so one thing that you mentioned, as Northwest Arkansas continues to grow, obviously that's happening also in the Fayetteville Public School District. So you mentioned kind of some expansions with the Fayetteville parking garage as well as some of the schools. Walk me through that again.
Yeah, so, you know, interestingly, I would want to say that while Northwest Arkansas is growing, our school district enrollment has been fairly flat the last 6 or 7 years. So it's given us a unique opportunity to catch up and address some pain points that we have. And parking at the high school is one of those. And if you're familiar with Fayetteville High School, it's kind of right in the middle of the U of A. There's a lot of traffic there, a lot of parking challenges. We have limited parking available currently. We have 800 total spots for 2,600 students and 300 staff members. So that's a challenge, and that increases traffic flow of parents having to drop their kids off and pick them up. So we're actually constructing a parking deck on that campus. It will add around 450 additional parking spots. It should put us in a situation where just about every junior and senior that wants to drive will be able to drive, and then hopefully we get a few sophomores squeezed in there. Beyond that, our 2 junior highs, Ramey and Woodland, are 2 of our older buildings, and so we're working on getting new buildings built there and repurposing some of the existing buildings for other uses. And so that's kind of what's in the works right now. John L. Colbert Middle School that we just opened a couple of years ago, we're actually going to convert that to a 3rd junior high. So that's part of the process. And so that'll set us up for plenty of growth in the future while we're in this lull of keeping enrollment flat. Yeah.
And would that be open this coming up school year or kind of later on down the road?
The target is August of 27, so 2 years from now. John L. Colbert Junior High will open, and the new Woodland site will open. And then if all goes as planned, the new Ramey should be right behind it within a year or 2.
All right. And one thing that is top of mind for a lot of parents kind of going into the school year is that safety aspect of things. What all are you implementing, and what's the purpose of trying to keep students safe?
Yeah, so there's several things we've done over the last couple of years. So we've added safety film to all first floor level windows. We have really implemented the student badge system. And then the additional steps I already mentioned that we're taking, we have video cameras throughout the campus. And what they'll see this year is a tightening up of the entry procedures at the beginning of the day, really trying to make sure that only students and staff are actually coming on campus, and that when they do arrive, they're going through that weapons detection system, as well as making sure they have their student ID, so that we can just ensure the safest environment possible. So those are some key things that we have done. We'll continue to do. We're also adding, from a safety perspective, an alert badge. It's called Centegix. You may have heard of it, but basically teachers can use that in the case of a lockdown type situation, should that ever have to happen. But also just an emergency. A kid falls and breaks their arm on the playground, and they can alert the administration, so they're not having to send a student in, or pull out their cell phone or something like that. So it can be used for a variety of situations.
All right. And it just feels like the summer is flying by. The first day of school's almost here. Are you guys prepared? Are there any staffing changes or shortages or anything?
We're getting close. So, it always seems to come together. But yes, we finished up our district leadership team retreat this week. We have, a couple positions where we're trying to fill, and it was more from late resignations due to people relocating or things like that, unexpected circumstances. But overall, we're feeling pretty good. As we've talked about in years past, bus drivers is an area we can continue to use more of. So, we're sitting okay right now. We would love to hire a few more drivers. So if you're out there and you're interested in driving a bus for Fayetteville Public Schools, we have both full-time and part-time options. We'd love to talk to you. So that's the one area. But outside of that, we're sitting pretty good. Yeah.
All right. Well, we are certainly looking forward to the first day of school. When's the first day for everybody?
For us, it's Tuesday, August 12th, and we'll be ready to go, ready to welcome our kids and our families. It's always an exciting first day at Fayetteville Public Schools. We usually have Razorback cheerleaders and mascots and all that I come to our schools and help greet kids, and we're always thankful to the university for their willingness to do that.
Any last minute tips for parents, what they need to know out there?
Yeah, so be looking for a letter from your principal if you haven't already received it. And as well, we'll be pushing out bus information within the next week or so. And if you have a kindergartner and you have not signed up for kindergarten, please do so as soon as possible. Seats are filling up, and if we get in a situation where we need to add additional staff, the sooner we can know that, the better. So those would be the key things. Look for that communication from your principal, and we can't wait to see you guys back.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Dr. John Mulford with the Fayetteville Public School District Superintendent. Thank you again for joining us.
Thanks
today.
for having me. Yeah.
Still to come, we sit down with Van Buren Schools about the upcoming school year.